Hello, hello.
Hello.
We are live. Audio looks like it's working. Video as well. If you're here during the stream, let us know if you can or cannot see or hear us properly. Today we are talking about this relationship cliches.
Mm-hmm.
You found quite a few, and I just mentioned that any one of them could be a video on its own or a stream on its own.
True. But first, we have to do a bit of an update.
What's the update?
We have to warm up a little bit.
Oh yeah, we haven't
when
done
we do our streams.
We haven't done a stream for a few weeks.
Yeah. But I think at the start of every stream, we should have a little chat first. Do a little update. I need a bit of foreplay before we start and get into it.
This is like an intervention or something.
No, but I watched a bit of last week's stream this morning. 3 weeks ago. And I was saying that as well. We should have a little bit of a chat at the start of the stream.
Yeah,
so I can warm up also.
You're like cold soup that needs to be heated up or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but also, thanks, Luke. But also, it's been 3 weeks since our last stream. And so we should do a little update.
Okay. You can start then. What do you want to...
Well, foreshadowing. No. This is not that kind of channel, Luke. Get the Big Mac. Well, 3 weeks ago, something that's been going super well is my diet. I do an update on that. Because...
women and their diets.
Yeah, but it's been going great. Because remember, if you guys remember 3 weeks ago, I had a cheat day because... I lost a kilo. After every kilo, I have a cheat day. It's been 3 weeks, right, since we've had a stream, and I've lost 3 kilos. So every week I've lost a kilo. So it's been going really well. And yesterday we had an awesome day because it was my cheat day yesterday. So we went out, we went shopping. Got some new shoes and tops and enjoyed some food. So yesterday was amazing. I had such a good day yesterday.
It was one of those days you guys probably can relate. You know, there's some days you go shopping or nothing works out. And there's other days you want to get a few things and then you find exactly the right T-shirt, then shoes, then books, then knick-knack. You find everything. You just get on a roll. And yesterday was one of those days and just everything fell into place. So it was a really good day.
Yeah, it was just super relaxed and I just had a lot of fun. Yeah, so now I'm ready for the next week of dieting. Yeah, so it's going awesome.
Hey, Peg, Luke, Melee. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, good shopping in Melbourne. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, depends on the crowd, but yeah, good shopping. We've got huge malls. They're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Well, I've been doing great with my diet, but the last 2 weeks I haven't really been very productive. I haven't been working on my projects really, but that's fine. It all goes ebbs and flows, right? But as long as my I've just been so excited about my diet. It's been going so well that I've really focused on that.
Well, a few weeks prior, there was 1 week where you were doing everything.
Yeah.
But I think that's when you decided to take things seriously and lock things in place and get your habits going. And so you're getting up, you're writing, you were exercising, you were just working on everything in your life. And you're balancing everything. You're doing it to a higher level. I think now you've sort of focusing on the most important thing. And even if you switch between important things, that's fine. But it's very hard, I think, to the hustle culture thing, or you read self-help books, you're supposed to balance every part of your life to such an efficient high that it's impossible to do.
Yeah, it's fine. It goes ebbs and flows. And as long as my diet, that's the most important thing right now. Thank you, Peg. Yeah, I've lost since November, I've lost 6 kilos. And now I have 6 more to go. So I'm halfway. I have 6 more weeks to go. 6 more weeks, 6 more kilos, 6 more cheat days. Yeah, it's going awesome.
You're going to get pretty thin, babe.
I'm going to get so hot, babe, you're not going to know what to do with me anymore. You're going to like put a leash around me because you're going to be afraid I'm going to be like kidnapped or something. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, because I used to be very slim like 7 years ago. And then like a bunch of stuff happened and I just got off track and I gained like a bunch of weight. When you say diet like healthy type, what is that sentence, Miller?
Maybe he's saying, because before, we're eating pretty healthy. Like this year, when we came back from Spain, our diet, we really made an effort. That's it. It was like we didn't even need to make a New Year's resolution. When we came back from Spain, we just naturally just wanted to start doing the right thing in our lives. And we wanted to. We made this real decision like, yeah, enough. This is bullshit. And we both really just wanted to. And we've been eating really, really healthy. Whereas before, it was just like, we just cared about calories. We didn't really care about the quality of our diets. Like, can I fit in an ice cream? Can we go to McDonald's?
I think it had been building up before we went to Spain. And then after Spain, just a lot of stuff clicked for us, I think. Like we were like, okay, let's really start eating healthy now. Also me with the social thing that like really improved. And we're just doing a lot better now with everything.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, since we came back, diet was a big thing. And it makes sense. Diet's a very base thing in every human being. Like you get your diet right, you get your routines right. Once you make a decision and lock those things in place, and then you kind of honor them. You don't kind of go backwards. You don't cheat on them.
Yeah, I think like you can do any type of diet and lose weight. It's calories in, calories out, right? But it's like really, it's like 99% like your mindset. That's really what it is. Because I was like messing around for like years and stuff.
Yeah, but the quality of your diet, right? If you decide, no, I'm going to eat really good food, I'm going to make good meals, my snacks are going to be limited, and you like we've kind of written on the board, like when we have snacks and to what degree we limit our snacks. And so it's not actually part of our diet. It's this little side treat that we decide to have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Whereas before it was just part of it whenever we'd fit it into, and then you kind of get lost in it. And processed foods, they kind of play with your head. You get cravings, you get mood swings. One day you feel great, one day you don't feel great. There's no reason for it. Whereas I feel with a healthy diet, my mood's been a lot more consistent, and I think yours is as well.
I feel like us deciding to eat healthier when we came back from Spain was like a really good basis for me to finally pick a diet and actually stick with it. Because the diet that I'm doing now, 30 plus pounds, low carb, ketovore. Oh, keto, okay. 30 pounds, so that's like 12 to 15 kilos or something. That's about 12, 13 kilos, I think.
I'll type
Let's see how correct I am. 13.6, see? Yeah. Yeah, I know that keto works really well. What I'm doing is I'm doing basically a sprinting diet, and that's because when I'm at like a higher weight and I'm not happy with myself, I will never be happy at a higher weight. It's really hard for me to do it like the slow and healthy way, because I just don't have the patience. Like I'm too impatient. So what I'm doing is I call it the sprinting diet. So basically what I do is every week I have to lose a kilo. So basically for 6 days I eat like very, very low calorie. And then when I hit my goal, I can have like a cheat day. And so I know that that's probably not what most people would pick. But for me, it really works because I get very quick results. And I get rewarded with a day where I can eat whatever the F I want, right? And that really motivates me. So, and it's been working. So, yeah. Yeah,
but we talked about this, that say a year ago, if you tried to force this on yourself to do this, where you were, your mind, your attitude, you still would have fought against it. But I feel like this year, you just do it kind of matter of fact, like, no, you're just this person now.
Yeah, but I did because I remember in November, I actually also said on the stream that I was doing the sprinting diet, but it only lasted 2 weeks and then I got off track again. But now I picked it up again in April and now I'm sticking to it. And I think that's because of the good things that we've been doing since we came back. And my mindset is just like, okay, I really want to do this now. And I'm like committed.
And also,
So
you're impatient, and you get you get quick results, and so
yeah,
those quick results motivate you to keep just like rolling down the hill. You know?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a perfect weight now for a 9 foot tall man.
He's saying that
Oh, is that funny?
he's a bit overweight. No, 9 foot tall. You know how tall that is? No one's really 9 foot tall.
Oh no. Yeah.
9 foot is
6 is like high.
as tall as the roof.
Oh right.
So
Okay.
for a 9 foot tall man, he's perfect
Okay.
weight, which means he's heavier than he should be.
Yeah. Yeah, I work with meters in Holland. We work with meters.
Yeah, America does this pounds, feet.
All the conversions and stuff.
But don't you still in Holland do like, 5 foot something?
No.
No?
Centimeters and meters.
So when someone
1
says,
meter something.
So when someone asks how tall are you, you just reply in centimeters.
Yeah, 1 meter 71. I'm 1 meter 71.
Okay.
We don't
That's
use
actually,
feet.
That's actually simple and good, I think.
We use kilos, centimeters.
We use feet like the Americans, but we use the other normal metric system for other stuff.
Maintain diet and weight is ongoing. Yeah. And when I hit my goal, because I'm really liking the fasting, well, not really fasting, but it's almost like modified fasting that I do on some days. Because on some days, yeah, I know, yeah. On some days I go like as low as like 500, 600 calories, but they're like pretty easy. So when I hit my goal, I'm gonna like maintain my weight by just incorporating like 1 or 2 of those very low calorie days in the week. And then I don't want to count calories anymore on other days. So that's gonna be good.
Do you think, because I remember a few weeks ago, you were getting up in the morning and you were writing and you had these like routines and practices, and that kind of, I feel like that helped you kind of solidify your mindset with your diet. Like if you have hobbies and things that you do, so it's not just all on your brain to to make sure you're on your diet. Like, we talked about this mentally staying on a diet and having a good, calmer mental attitude about being disciplined in your diet. It's easier when you have hobbies that you're also showing up for and you're ticking off. But if you just sit there and it's all about what you eat, calories in, calories out, it can kind of really weigh on your head.
I get what you mean. To start it off, that works well. Because when I feel in control, I always feel better. But there comes a point where when I'm just like locked in with my diet like I am now, and I think that's why I've been so distracted with my diet, is I'm just having so much fun with it, seeing myself getting slimmer, starting to fit into old clothes again. And this is where it doesn't really, my projects don't really matter. Like this is like, I'm on a high right now. So yeah, it comes to a point where that doesn't really matter that much because this is just like so awesome now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I have to say though, like again, guys will recognize this and girls probably as well. Like you've got a really great figure anyway, but for some reason I think most girls, they just love being thin. They love the thigh gap. They love all this stuff that guys like, you look pretty good, and but women are very particular about that.
That's really a thing. Like people that say you can be happy at any size, like that will always be like Chinese to me. Like always for me, even if I have like a normal body, but I'm not like slim, life for me is always better when I'm slim. Like I feel better, I feel amazing. I feel like the most beautiful version of myself. I fit into all the clothes. I want to be more social. I want to enjoy stuff more. Like everything is just like to a higher level.
Yep.
And I can notice that now with how I was living for the past few years versus how I'm starting to feel now. Like it really is such the big difference. Everything, it has an influence on everything in your life. Even on us, like I feel like I'm happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the healthier you are, everything's better, even like sleep and everything. Your mood is more stable and everything. But if your diet is like crappy, your mood goes up and down. It affects like your routines, how you connect with the person, the stuff you do in your life. You just get lazy and you let things go. And just everything improves. Basically, people love to say, you look good no matter what. Like all this stuff. You should be respected by the people that have respected you and stuff. Like if you change a bit and whatever, I understand that. But you yourself, even as a guy, if I'm more jacked, I feel more confident. I feel stronger. I feel healthier. Like, I just want to maintain a better human being. You know, I love what I'm maintaining. You feel proud of it. You want to keep attending to your body and your mind and stuff. But when you let go, you can say, well, it doesn't really matter. Sure. But also you feel better when you're improving yourself, when you're looking better, when you're thinking better, when so improvement is good. I think it's just lazy people. I love to say there's nothing really wrong with appreciating someone. Like you lose a few kilos, you gain a few kilos, you're a bit fitter, you're less fitter. It doesn't really matter. But how you feel really good, the better you are as a human being.
With me, it has a huge impact on me. And that's also because, you mind if I share that, my past, just in a sentence so they understand? Or
if you like, I don't care.
Yeah, so I've had an eating disorder since I was 15, and now I'm like 90% recovered, so I'm fine. But that's a reason why, like, my body and body image and stuff, that's always gonna remain like important to me. So yeah, so that's also a reason why I'm always like talking about this stuff.
Women in general are always much more concerned with their body image than someone with like a past eating disorder.
But you know those people that always say, oh no, you look fine the way you are, blah, blah, blah. That is so sabotaging, because I think one of the biggest reasons why I stayed at a higher weight for so many years is because I was trying to like recover more and stuff. And then the whole body positivity thing came, right? And like self-love and all this stuff. But that's really sabotaging, because what actually clicked for me is because in April, I started actually discovering some other YouTubers who were not talking about self-love, but more like the opposite. Like they were giving me like tough love. Like, you know, they were more like, if you want to get thin, like you need to get off your ass and actually do it. And they were talking about all the stuff that I really resonate with, you know? And I just started watching that kind of stuff and not the other stuff anymore. And then it clicked for me. And now I'm like, yes, you know, now I'm like actually doing it. So self-love and all that stuff can really be sabotaging, because it lies to you. And then you're like, oh yeah, but it's okay. And blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not. Like your life is passing and you're not where you want to be, you know? So it's like you're wasting time.
Yeah. I've noticed that in sort of like,
I'm actually really hot. I'm going to take off my top, actually.
I noticed it with even sort of other channels I used to watch. It's the same thing as the body positivity. Like, no matter what, you're still a great person. No matter what, your friends still like you, and that's fine. Like your friends and your family. But if you don't feel good about yourself, people are essentially saying, don't feel bad about yourself. You're still a nice person on the inside. Fine, but I want to be objectively a better looking person, a more confident person on the outside. I want to be better on the outside. They're essentially saying the body positivity mindset, or the sort of parts of the manosphere where, you know, all men are great or all women are great. It's like some are better than others. Objectively, if you see someone walking down the street, you don't know them, you haven't talked to them, it's like, well, they're more attractive than that person. You can't say, oh, they're all the same. They're all beautiful. They're not. And you start talking to them like, this person's more interesting than that person when you start talking to them. So the whole thing about we're all great as human beings, we're all the same, we should be loved the same, we're all beautiful. You're not. I'm sorry. And someone might like your quirky look, harder to find. But objectively, there's certain things that are, everyone would agree is beautiful. Like, for instance, I'm not really attracted to Asian women. But if I see an Asian woman that's very attractive, well, I'm going to say, well, she's attractive, regardless of what I'm into. There's objectivity, you know?
Yeah, people try to say all kinds of things to make people feel better, you know? But it's just true that, like, if you're thinner, if you're more beautiful, you get treated differently than people that are not. Like, that's just true. Just like when people say, oh, everyone's beautiful. Like, no. Like, are you blind? Obviously not, you know.
Well, it's silly, because then I wouldn't care about picking who I went out on.
Can you take that off the screen? Sorry.
I wouldn't care about who I went out with on a date. Like, yeah, I don't care what you look like. Actually, we don't even need to talk mentally or physically. What my eyes see and what my ears hear on a date, it doesn't matter. Let's just start going out with each other. It doesn't matter what you're like as a person. It doesn't matter what you look like. Let's just date. Let's get married. Let's move into it. Of course it matters.
No, of course not.
You have what you like. People like what they like, and you put two people in front of a person. They might both be one average, one more beautiful. 9 out of 10 people pick the more attractive one. That's just the way it is. And it's a way when people say, "Oh, you're still wonderful." It's just the way of people being polite.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I love this topic. So I'm like, I feel like I want to say so many things at the same time.
Well, I was going to say, let's just talk about this. I can change the title of the video anyway, babe.
Well, yeah, let's just keep going. I saw earlier there was a comment about...
Peg said something. Yeah. Stronger, faster, leaner is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was also a comment about fitness I saw earlier. Yeah, there were 2 moments in my life where I trained a lot in the gym and I was like very fit. That was 7 years ago was the last time. And yeah, when I hit my goal, like I'm not sure if I want to like do that again and go back to the gym and everything. I may just like do workouts at home because that was like 7 years ago. I'll have to like revisit that, what I want to do with that. I love my Big Macs.
Technically, fitness is a status to people who aren't fit. Yeah, once it's part of your life, it's just it's almost like part of your identity.
It's really fun.
It's a strong thing. It's something you're proud of. Like, especially if you're maintaining something you're proud of, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You got a dog you're proud of. People pat the dog. You go out. You've got a partner. You're proud of them. You can go out. You got your own body. You're proud of. You like the way you look. Proud of my car. You know.
Is there a way you can lower the comment on the screen? I don't like that. It's like on us.
You are so OCD about this.
Yeah,
stuff.
sorry.
But then sometimes, if there's multiple lines, you want to read more and more. So. I weigh between. How tall are you, Malay?
That's very, very lean. My highest weight ever, I think, was like 79.
Well, that's why I asked how tall he is. He might be an average height or something. I'm 6'1", so yeah, that'd be too thin for me. I want to get to 95, 94, somewhere there. I'm around 100 at the moment.
I want to get to 58. That's what I was 7 years ago. That's where I want to go again.
Brakia.
I'm not gonna strip, Karu. That's
See.
a different channel.
Keep talking, babe. I'm just going through some of the comments. So yeah, I actually
And
go
then
go
he starts
go
talking.
go because it was quiet.
I know that home workouts. Yeah, I enjoy home workouts sometimes, but I've just never been consistent with it here in Australia. But that's because when I'm at a higher weight, like, you know how they say, like, if you're like bigger, you treat yourself like a trash can, you don't care as much about yourself. And that's really so true. So that's why I've never been consistent with it. But yeah, when I get to my goal, I want to like do home workouts and then see if I want to go back to the gym maybe. But yeah, I'll see. I'm not sure yet. But the gym can be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you've stopped and started a few times here.
Yeah, because at a higher weight, I can never do anything consistently. So yeah, I've like signed up and quit like 3 times, I think, the gym here. So I want to have a really good think if I actually want to go back when I reach my goal. And then hopefully stay. But the muscle memory is crazy. Like, I still have like a lot of muscle like in my upper body from 7 years ago that hasn't gone away. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a lifestyle that makes it easy to stay fit, that's really good.
But I would love if we went to the gym together, though. That would be really fun.
I actually wouldn't mind now during winter. I was thinking about doing that because you mentioned that once or twice. Because I work out at home. I used to be more consistent. I used to work out every single day at night before I went to bed.
Even if we go like just once a week, we go together. That would be fun. I would like that.
Yep.
Yeah, fitness really helps with your metabolism. Yeah. And it's just fun. I remember having so much fun with it. But like for me personally, it's fun when you're slim. Like if you're bigger, it's like, you know, you want to look in the mirror and see something that you like.
The hard thing is, like, I think on average as well, women love food. But then you also love looking thin.
Yeah, but now, and that's why it's actually good that I was at a higher weight for 7 years, because I did like learn a lot and recover a lot. Now I feel like I'm much more able to balance stuff, you know? So yeah, so enjoy food and also maintain my body.
There's actually another piece of big news that we haven't mentioned.
I'm pregnant! No, kidding. No. Sorry, baby, you okay?
Well, there is another little member of our house. My camera. I got a new camera.
Oh my God.
My baby. My little baby.
That kind of baby is okay with me, babe. Yeah. Sometimes bigger is not better. Yeah, in terms of weight, yeah, that's true. What is he talking about, the Brockier guy?
He's got a particular sense of humor.
Do you get it?
They got the 5 humans already. This so finds humans around. Kind of.
I don't want no baby. I want donuts.
Yeah, no,
Size always matters.
Stephanie is against children even more than I am, and I'm pretty much against children. Not that I hate them, but in terms of I don't want them at all.
I don't want to take care of something else. Like a husband, that's all I'll do. Like I don't want to take care of a kid. Oh my God. You have to say we're pregnant. Yeah. Donuts. I love donuts.
5'10". That's still pretty light then, Melee. So that's just a little bit shorter than me.
He's just very slim.
Yeah. Yeah, good point guard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I posted some pictures on our a puppy. We're gonna get. Oh my God, I'm so distracted. Okay.
Later.
First, I posted some pictures on our Facebook, our Instagram from yesterday, so you can see the pictures from yesterday. I had a lemon donut and it was delicious, and he had a blueberry donut. And
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and we are getting maybe a puppy, but later, when you retire,
Yeah.
probably.
When there's someone at home all the time, because both of us are still working part-time. And we also have to, we're fairly realistic. So the moment we get a puppy, it's kind of like, okay, holidays and just like spending the night, you know, on vacation somewhere, you can't really do it. You got to take your dog with you. You got to give it to someone to take care of. A puppy or a child, but let's say a puppy, it still limits you. So we've got to be responsible for it.
Yeah.
If and when we decide to get one. But yeah. If anyone is, when someone's home all the time, and it'd probably be me first, it'll probably be the time.
Yeah, and that won't be until like more than a decade. So yeah. So later.
Having a dog is a lot of fun, but also you do need to always consider it no matter what move you make. You know, you can't just stay the night somewhere, go on vacation. You just need to get your dog taken care of and stuff. You can't just leave it in the backyard yapping like some people I know in neighborhoods. Sometimes their dog just bark for a couple of days, and you know they just left it in the backyard and they went off on holiday somewhere. And then you say your dog barked. Oh, you know what dogs are like? It's like, yeah, but no one can sleep, you moron.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Why do I get cranky so easily?
Yeah, but I would love to go to the gym with you, babe. That would be fun.
I've been toying with the idea, but
Yeah.
if I join the gym, I would probably go more than once a week. I would want to get my money's worth and also make it a routine. It wouldn't be just like, oh, let me just join it and use it when I feel like it. I would be compelled to use it at least 2 to 4 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm definitely joining you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when I used to train, I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed that it was really easy for me to gain muscle in my upper body, especially like my biceps and my shoulders, abs. But like my lower body was really hard to gain muscle or to see a difference.
I've always found upper body easy. I think with guys in general, midsection is the hardest bit to sort of lose weight. But everyone's different. Some people find it easier to gain muscle in certain areas just naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's about your build also, I guess.
Yeah. Like I've always found easy to develop my chest and shoulders, but biceps I really needed like to work at. But it wasn't hard, but I like doing biceps. And so my arms were always good, but not because naturally I've got good muscle mass in my biceps, but because I love doing it so much. I love doing bicep curls and bicep exercises. But I just noticed naturally my chest and my shoulders, I don't need to work as hard and they grow pretty easily.
Okay.
And when I used to play a lot of sport, my legs, like my lower section, took care of itself. I really didn't need to work out that much.
Yeah, Luke, he used to run. He still runs sometimes.
Yeah. I do. Again, these are routines I need to get back to. So I feel like that if I pull the trigger on going to the gym, I'll get all of that routine back again. I'll be running, jogging a couple times a week because once you commit to gym and that kind of routine, then our diet's already good, so everything will be kind of like affected by each other, like in a good way.
Well, maybe that can be like our next thing that we like kind of commit to and change in our lives. You know, like after I'm done with my diet, like I have 6 more weeks, then maybe we can like start going to the gym together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like that? Like to have me train in your area as well?
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me. Yeah.
Because we have like a women's section upstairs. I normally go there, but yeah.
Yeah, because the downstairs section is your usual, typical gym bro kind of area.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of scared to go there now. I think because it's a new country still, but in Holland, whenever I used to train in the gym, I used to really like training around men because they motivate me, because they're like, you know, super buff and everything. And yeah, so it's actually nice to work out amongst men, I think.
I thought you found it easier to work out amongst women.
Yeah, now I do because I feel comfortable, and I think it's also because, well, I'm not fit anymore like I used to be 7 years ago. So the mentality of going into the gym is like very different for me now. You know, like when I'm fit and slim, I feel much more confident going to the gym. Yeah.
You're obsessed with your diet. I'm obsessed with my camera.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you got it finally.
Yeah, she never cares whatever I buy and everything.
No.
Yesterday was a rare example of you actually enjoying shopping.
Yeah, I am gonna get more excited about shopping now that I'm getting slimmer. But also I bought a few like boots that because in Holland I always used to wear boots, you know. But and now I only have sneakers, so I want to like I wanted boots again.
Well, Australia is drier and warmer. I understand in Europe, like in Holland, it
Yeah.
snows and it's colder and it's wet and stuff. So it makes sense that
Yeah. But like the tall black boots that I've got, those I can wear in winter. And then the shorter ones I can wear in summer also, yeah.
Okay. So this is the diet stream, it looks like. So keep going, babe. Keep steering this car
Yeah, it's just always such
over the edge.
it's such an interesting topic, you know. And when you're doing well, it just feels so good. Yeah.
Well, I noticed that whenever you feel a lot of confidence, you feel great, but you also sleep a lot better. I notice when your diet's better, when you feel good, when you're in better shape. It does really, because I always want to feel mentally alive and clear and motivated. And the worse my diet is, it's really, really hard to stay mentally interested in the things I want to be interested in. It's hard to stay on habits and things like that. But when my body's healthy and I can see the evidence of me maintaining my physical health and the habits revolving like they're on point, then mentally it's a lot easier.
Yeah, that is such a good benefit that weight training gives you also, like the mental high. You know, like when you see the progress and you're building muscle and you're getting fitter, it just feels so good. And that makes it so easy to keep your food in check as well. You know, so yeah. I think it would be so much fun if we went to the gym together, babe.
Yeah, sure. All right. I don't know what else to say about diet because I don't know if it's a typical guy thing. We're just very matter of fact about it. Unless we're taking it so seriously that we're bodybuilding or competing for a sport or something, that we're dialing in our health, diet, and fitness to a scientific degree. But I think in general, we're just very matter of fact about it. Our own body image isn't emotionally as affected as, say, for women, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I do think that a lot of men also struggle with it, especially if they're like obese or something. But yeah, it's probably a little bit easier, like, because they're not as emotional, maybe.
I feel like women are more sensitive about it than men. Men, I think where men are used to making fun of each other, more tough love. Like if you're actually overweight and someone's like, says it, you get sad about it, you get annoyed, but you kind of know the reality. Whereas with women, they prefer, you didn't say it, tell me I'm beautiful. Make me believe that it's not true. Like there's the whole gaslighting that men don't have. So
Yeah.
I think men are conditioned to kind of like, yeah, if I'm fat, I'm fat. Yeah, he's accurate. You don't have to be rude about it, but I know I'm fat. Whereas with women, if enough people say to a woman, oh, you're wonderful, then you start believing you're wonderful, even if you're not.
Yeah, that's really bad, though. That's really, you're sabotaging the person then, I feel like.
I will say this, women are more visual than men think about men's bodies. What do you mean by that?
Oh, like that we care more about men's bodies than men think.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I don't think you really care that much about men's bodies, because we care about women's bodies, and a lot of times all a guy does is just train and get a great body, and he thinks that's it, that's all women want. But women don't want.
Women don't really care that much, I don't think, about men's bodies, no.
No.
For us, it's more about, do you have a good face? Are you tall? A lot of women care about men being tall. And then obviously a lot of women care about, do you have money? But that's another story. But
I guess there's a tipping point. Like they'll care about a woman will care about a guy's looks if it's like goes past a certain point, like he's really starting to look unhealthy, ugly, and whatever. But it's not as important as men think. Like the way men find the importance of a woman's beauty and her body, they think, oh, well, she must also care the same way I do about my body. It's like, no, she doesn't care. as much.
No, I think it makes sense also because, like, if I was gonna get into a relationship with a woman, for example, like something that would be really important to me would be her looks. Like, I would want a beautiful woman. But with a man, that's like really not super important. He doesn't even have to be handsome, as long as he's not like ugly, but he's like kind of like in the middle, but he has like a really nice character and we really get along. That's the most important thing. Like, are we compatible? Do we get along? That's the most important, I would say. Women are children.
Brooke here, yeah. Hey, don't get my channel banned.
Well, some behave like children, I guess.
Okay. There's not many comments that are worth reading, which is fine.
But anyway, yeah. So we can switch over to the other topic if you want, babe. It was just fun talking about diet.
No,
and
that's why
exercise.
I'll let you go, because it was a great way for you to warm up, and you were getting really fired up about it.
Yeah. Warm up 45 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
Well, these can be rapid fire cliches. All right.
All right. So, yeah, love and romance cliches.
Go.
Love conquers all.
No.
Love can conquer a lot, but not all.
Yeah, there's certain deal breakers. There's certain things where you're going through a tough time and the other person just doesn't want to work things out or doesn't care. So.
Yeah, and also if you really love someone, that's not going to conquer all if he doesn't love you back.
Yeah.
Like, your love can't carry both of you.
Yeah, you can't love both of you. I can't love for the both of us. So, opposites attract. That's another cliche.
Well, for me, I don't think that's true. Some people say... I think it can work for some people maybe, but I think in general, no.
No, I don't think for values, though. And your virtues. When it's like you've got a lot of differences, whether it's the differences between a man and woman generally, or you've got different interests and hobbies and stuff, but you're the same as people. Like you think of right and wrong similarly, how you want to live. You're both introverts or extroverts in the same degree, in the same way. You both agree on how to live life and stuff. That stuff needs to be the same, but your little idiosyncratic differences, like you like certain movies and I like other movies, I like this flavor of food, you like that flavor, like that doesn't matter. And those little differences can be endearing, but I think your values and your virtues have to be similar, if not the same.
Your love can keep a relationship going as long as you're rich.
Yeah, that's not love though. That's I don't know what that is. It's
Yeah, no, love is
entertainment, really. It's just entertainment.
And gold digging.
Yeah.
When you know, I do 100% believe in that one. Because that's what I felt when I got to know you.
Yeah, but we talk directly and so much that we know why we know. Because when people say that, like when you know, most people are just like feeling attraction. They could be in the initial limerence stage and just like a hormones, you know, and then it fades very quickly. Like you just find someone hot.
Yeah, okay, but this is not about other people saying that they believe this is true, but then they're actually butchering it, or that's not what it is. Like that's their business.
Yeah, but what we think about it.
Yeah, like in our opinion, like for me, that's true. Because when I got to know you, I knew this is it.
You've always trusted your instincts much more than I have. I've always felt a certain thing when I was younger when it came to women. It was always a problem. I liked them. I wanted them. They're attractive. I go towards them. And later I realized I needed to investigate why I'm feeling a certain way. Like if it's just attraction with women, there's a lot of beautiful, attractive women, but they come with personalities and characters that really aren't a match for me. And that good feeling turns into a bad feeling later. So
Yeah, but that also is not about this, right? This is about like when you actually it
no.
clicks and you know, okay, this is
Yeah,
for
but
me.
I've been in, when I look back, when I have had long-term relationships, for me to cross the line and be exclusive with that person and want to be with them, I thought, yeah, I know that, I'm committing, I want to be with them, I know, but
Yeah,
it's not really it was never really a compatible relationship.
no, I know, but I think when I see this, I think more about something very serious. As what I felt with you, I haven't ever felt with someone else. Like when you know, as in,
Well, let me ask you this then. Before you met me, someone asked you this, when you know, how would you have answered? Still yes? The guys you went out with, like the long-term relationships before me?
I don't know, you would have to ask me like years ago. I don't know how I
But
would
you
have.
might have said, like, you were confident in knowing what you want. Like, yeah, I went out
No,
with...
but before I never thought about marrying anyone, babe. So
Yeah.
before you, I was just happy in the relationships that I was in. But when I got to know you, that's the first time ever that I thought about this is actually something I could marry and I could like die with. And that's the first time I've ever felt about someone the way that I felt about you.
Yeah, same with me, but it's good in hindsight. It's easy to say. But before I met you, I don't know. I just don't trust that saying until there's enough time to know. But initially, I've never been a good judge. I'm very suspicious of that initial
Yeah, but
attraction.
if you're talking about this the way you're talking about it now, then maybe this is just a no for you. Maybe you haven't felt this. Like, because I have. I am very confident in this, that the way that I felt about you when I got to know you is like a few weeks in or a few months in, I was like, this is going to be it.
Well, yeah, after a few weeks and months, me as well. But initially, how some people, as soon as they meet someone, when you just know, and they've gone out on one date, this is the person I'm going to marry or
Yeah, I
something.
know, but who the fuck cares about other people? Like, this is about like our opinion and our experience about
Yeah,
this.
well, okay, if it's
Yeah.
after a couple of weeks or a month or so, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like we have no control over other people butchering this thing and like making fun of it or whatever, but we can just talk about our experience.
Okay.
Yeah, and with you. I mean, I knew with you. So yeah, oh wait, we have a
Boffin says to you, you can read it out.
Do you think contemporary women in general place too much emphasis on a man's wealth?
Modern women
Well, yeah.
in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's also very ironic because they want to be boss bitches or boss babes and make their own money, but at the same time they want a rich man. So it's also very hypocritical, I think.
Yeah. They want to be in control of making money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, for me, love and money are completely separate. They have nothing to do with each other. So it's almost like you're like making fun of a man to his face when you say that you want that.
You know what's also stupid? They want two opposing things. Like a woman feels best in a relationship when she feels taken care of, right? But if you take away a big way of being taken care of, like financially, like I don't need your money, I can pay for like you make yourself so separate from the guy, then you're taking away a lot of the bond that you could have with the guy. If you don't need him for this, you don't need him for that, I don't need your money, my money's mine, like you just take away a lot of the bond you could have, the closeness. You create more and more of a distance the more independent you are.
Yeah, that too, but it also has nothing to do with love.
Yeah.
Because like if you're truly like in love with someone, you don't care about what they do. At least I don't. I don't even have much control over it if I like fall in love with someone. Like who cares about what they do? Like the whole thing about women's goal is like they're looking for someone who makes this amount of money. That in itself is already a joke. Because you're serving up on a platter and saying, I care about money and I care about money more than you.
Yeah, I don't care about you. You could flip it around. Imagine men were like that. They meet a woman and like, oh, the most important thing about you is what you do, what you've achieved. Like, I don't care about the person. It's like,
Yeah.
I want all this other stuff about you that's around you that you do, these accomplishments, I'm really attracted. I'm really proud of that. And you're like, yeah, but what about me? Do you like talking to me? Do you like being around me? Do you like, nah, who gives a crap? I like all this stuff you do. I like the window dressing around you.
Yeah, and like because we live in a different society now, so like if you do like money and everything, then you at least have to be like upfront about it, and then like what are you gonna do in return? And especially if you're a woman and you make your own money, don't go into a relationship and then expecting him to pay for everything. Like that is so lame. That is the lamest thing.
Use code Manosphere for a minute.
Oh, Luke is going to the gym.
Yeah, Melee says you need to trust your gut. Yeah, a lot of people, like I said, with me, I found I could never trust my gut instincts, and I had to learn that I needed to be patient and investigate why I was feeling a certain way with a woman, especially initially, because I get carried away with how I'm feeling in the moment. I really need to pause and think about what the correct answer is, or like what I really think about it. And it's the same in situations. Some people, when they're in an argument, a tough conversation with people, they can really clearly in the moment say exactly what they want to say.
Yeah.
And when they're angry and stuff, they never say something they regret. They're really good. Me, if it's something very important, I can't just blurt it out because I don't want to say the wrong thing and then you can't take it back. But some people are really good in the moment. I've had a couple of friends that I admire where my partner did this and this, and then immediately I said this and this, and I walked out and we had an argument and we almost broke up. I'm going, it's actually really good that you can immediately hit the nail on the head. I get spun around. Like if something shocks me in a relationship, I'm like, my hard drive reboots and I need to process it,
I want you to be able to go back to the time that girl kicked you out of bed. Seriously, how would you handle that again if you could do that night over?
It'd be cool if I could get you coming back to that time and you could be like Paranormal Activity where you just drag her out of bed by the hair. That would be cool. No, that spun me out. I didn't know how to react. And then by the time my brain processed, you kicked me while I was sleeping, then I was pissed off. And then by that time, it's too late.
What do you mean, Karen? I agree with Steph. Why do you care about Big Ol' Bobby? Leave Big Ol' alone.
Big Ol's a guy on my server that Karu doesn't get along with, and I don't have a problem with. And
he's talking to you, caring about. Okay.
Why do you care about Big Ol' Bobby? Leave Big Ol' alone. Yeah, okay. It's making a joke. These jokes.
Rocket science. That's a funny one. Read that one. Most modern women believe love and money are separate. That's why they have two boyfriends. Well, if they know about each other, at least that's more honest.
Well, doesn't a guy say that? He's like, I've got a woman who both cooks and she's also great in bed. She does this, but she's also this. He's like this, and the guy goes, "Oh, congratulations, you found a woman." Like, goes, no, they're two different women. Those two women can't meet.
But babe, you never answered the question.
What was the question?
How would you handle that night differently if you could do that night over?
Oh, now I know I would answer it. I would turn the lights on and go, "What the fuck was that?"
Exactly.
But then I was like, I didn't know what happened because it's kind of like waking up from a dream. It's like, holy fuck, like where am I? Oh, I'm not there.
Yeah.
I'm in my bed. It takes a while for your brain to kind of gauge what's going on. And then I was like half asleep, and then I was like, I put the pieces together, and then she said, "You were snoring." And I was like, "You kicked me."
Yeah.
And then I can't remember. It was so long ago. I think it was about like 15 years ago or something.
If you turned on the light and you would say, "What the fuck was that?" How do you think she would respond?
Oh, I don't know. I probably would have said like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, get out of my house or something.
Yeah. Or at least have a conversation about it. Yeah.
Yeah, she was very weird. She was someone that had a lot of problems, but pretended she was cool with it. She wanted to be with me, but she was very, very odd, and I think she needed to go to therapy and spend more time on her own. She just wanted a guide, like she wanted a way out, and was playing nice as much as possible. But little things like that, she had like little bits of temper and little quirks. Like I'll be like, whoa, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like anything physical should be like a stopper, you know?
Wants are very different from needs, yes. All right.
Next one. There's someone out there for everyone. Well, no.
Maybe, but you're not going to always come across them.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it could be true, but it could not be true because you never meet them. If you sort of sit at home, you never go out, it's probably like it's not true at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so probably. I mean, there are many people on the planet. If it's meant to be, it will be.
That's another bullshit comment that I don't like. Universe stuff and
Well, if you say meant to be, then that means you believe in like faith.
fate.
Or fate, yeah. And yeah, so that's something where I'll say like, I don't know. That's the same reaction I have to religion. Like no one knows. You can choose what you want to believe.
That whole fate thing, it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It's kind of like there's a script already written and we're walking through that movie in life and you're just going to get what is in the script. Like you can't change anything no matter what you say or do.
Yeah, like maybe. We don't know. No one knows. Karu says there's an AI out there for everyone. I love AI.
Yeah. Karu loves AI as well.
Yeah? I think it's awesome.
I like it. I don't love it. I like it. As a tool in its place, I think it's good. But yeah, some people just want to like, yeah, here, AI, take care of me, give me everything, or solve all my problems. You're like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean...
You should never go to bed angry.
Oh, I definitely believe that one. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah, I don't want to be lying in bed, having a herd of cats in my head and not being able to sleep and not saying it to the person.
Yeah. You know, some people actually disagree with this. They actually say, it's good to sleep on it and then talk about it tomorrow. Like, I don't agree with that.
No.
I can't even do that.
You know when couples say, can we not talk about this? It's like, what?
Yeah.
If you have to say it, you probably have to talk about it.
Yeah.
You'll find love when you stop looking.
Is that for you?
It's annoyingly true, but not in the way that most people think. People think it's like this magical thing. Like, you know, romance movies, the bullshit that I don't like about female romance movies is that when you do the opposite, you get what you want. I don't like that. You should directly do what's correct and then you'll get the correct outcome. But with this, it's kind of true, but not. Because if you're going about things the wrong way and you don't realize it, and then you just have enough, like I'm tired of dating or I'm tired of this or whatever, and then you just stop and you focus on other things in life, that you're no longer stressed by that thing you're doing the wrong way. Then your life is good, and then you come across people and your attitude is better, and then things work out. So it's not like do the opposite of what you want and then magically you get what you want. That's why I never liked with pickup. It's pretend that you don't like the girl that you like and then you get her. It's like, how can I pretend that?
I feel like that's kind of what they mean with this, though. Like, you'll find love when you stop looking, as in stop looking, focus on yourself, improve yourself, live your life. Because then you'll change, your attitude will change, you'll attract more people, and then you might actually find someone.
That's why I said it depends on, like, not exactly the way most people naively look at this sentence. If you stop looking and wanting validation and being desperate and stuff, and you kind of like, you honestly don't care about it anymore. It's like, I'm tired of wanting and impressing and trying and someone trying, like, I'm sick of the games. I'm going to focus on the good stuff in my life, like family and friends, my hobbies and stuff that makes sense, that doesn't gaslight me. That's good. You stop looking, you stop trying at the bullshit and the games. Then things start to work out. But you won't magically maybe get someone, but you get the best chance of getting someone. True love is effortless.
No, I think true love can be easy, like a lot easier than other relationships, but I don't think it's ever effortless.
Yeah.
There's always some form of maintaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found this relationship with you is the best one I've ever had. It better be. But yeah, I want to keep it and maintain it, and like I'm always, maintaining and looking out for it, and I'm protecting it, and like, so it is fun work, and is always like, it's almost like you're always looking out for your dog or your child or something. Like it's not easy where you can set it and like not look at it. I can't just set this relationship, ignore you and us and all of the healthy things we do and our conversations and everything. It's like, yeah, we're locked in, we're married, we're compatible. Like,
Yeah.
nothing in your life that is important to you, that you love, that you say is important, everything like that requires maintenance. And if you think you can set and forget something that you really care about and you love, I think you're fooling yourself. It doesn't mean even if it's your own health.
Men are emotionally unavailable. I think this really depends on the man, because I do think that most men probably like talk less about their emotions than women. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're emotionally unavailable. But I also know that some men, it's like a spectrum. You do have men that like find it really hard to talk about their emotions and stuff.
There's also the factor that men are afraid to be emotionally available or open because women make fun of them and shoot them down. Whereas women don't have that. Yeah. Women can be as emotional as they want, and sometimes as rudely emotional as they want. Oh, you look terrible in that. You look ugly. You're wearing that shirt. Like, they can just be as blunt and rude, as like emotionally inconsiderate as they want. So it's for men. Men are taught and men are expected to be strong and not make faults and have money and not make mistakes and all that kind of stuff. So a guy wants to be emotionally available to a woman, but unfortunately most incompatible women that we tend to go out with, because we're not really paying attention, they won't like it when you're emotional and expressing yourself.
Right.
So even you've mentioned, like, sometimes when we watch a movie, like, you cringe when a man's really emotional. But I notice with me, when there's something I care about, if I'm kind of emotionally telling you something, you care because it's me.
Yeah, but that's out of context, though. It's only when a man is like, when it's like a type of man that's like always emotional, always crying over the smallest thing. That's what I mean. That I find unattractive, but most women would.
Maybe it's more about emotionally unavailable, someone who's very avoidant and doesn't let you know who they are.
Yeah, but let me just finish that thought. It's those men that's unattractive, but it's not about, like, if it's just like a normal man, right? And he cries or there's something up with him, that's very different. Because then it's just like, because it's also, I also think that when a man cries, it's like very heavy, because you don't see that often.
It should mean something.
Yeah, so it's actually really meaningful and it's like very serious. So there are two sides to that. So it's only like when it's like a man that's like always emotional, always crying, like that's like, yeah, okay, that's not very attractive. But like if you cry, or like if Rip cries, like that's different, because that's like a tough guy. So it depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just when a man cries, it's only when men consistently are emotional, consistently cry, that's unattractive.
Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean now. It's kind of like, if you're emotionally honest, that's not unattractive. But if you're just emotional as a person all the time, that's kind of too much.
But it also makes sense because when a man is like always emotional, always crying, those are very feminine traits. And women, we're not attractive to that. We're attractive to masculine traits. So it also makes sense why that's not attractive to women.
I don't know what that means. They encourage all women to do this. No, honey, you are not a bombshell. Not everyone is looking for love. It's why they all look disappointed all the time. Life doesn't always work out. Everyone should accept that. That's an interesting thing. A lot of people are looking for love. A lot of people are looking for a friend. A lot of people want a companion. It's nice to be on your own and do your own thing and have the freedom. But like me, I always wanted to find a companion because it's just nice having this ambient companion around you. Even if you're doing your own stuff, and then if you take a break from your own stuff, you just want to hang out. We sit on the couch, we'll watch a movie. You just feel someone else's skin leaning on you. There's just something nice about it. And like sleeping with you, I sleep the best I've ever slept because it's just something that it's hard to define. That people that talk scientifically, they'll say, well, there's no difference. And, if you're on your own, you don't need a woman. It's like, technically, yes. But once you've had a good partner, you can see when you've had a good relationship, you can actually see the difference. And you prefer to be with someone that you're compatible with and you enjoy spending time with, rather than, if I'm going to be happy, I'd rather be on my own and happy rather than with someone who's incompatible and unhappy. But if you have a bonus that you feel, the way you feel alone, you feel even better with someone who you're compatible with, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah.
Where else are we?
2. Women are more emotional. Well, we made a whole stream about that. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah. The man should make the first move.
I think that pretty much all women would probably prefer that because it's like romantic. But I don't think that's a should at all. Like I have made the first move with men in my life before. So yeah, I think both can make the first move. But it is nice when a man does it. That's true.
And I think it's more socially acceptable for the man to do it. And also a lot of women like that, so they don't have to make the effort. They can judge the man before they go, all in. The man can make the effort. They can assess and see what he's like as he's making that initial effort. And then they can decide whether they want to go further or not, rather than the woman taking the risk. So I think women like men taking risks first.
Yeah, I think I've also approached a guy when, how sometimes when you're at a club, for example, and you see each other a few times and you kind of both like each other, and then you kind of do that dance where you're looking at each other, but you're not really approaching each other yet. And then I've been in situations where then the guy, he doesn't approach me and then I make the first move. So, yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Well, there are different sides to this one. I mean, it's not just happy wife, but happy anyone. Your life is going to be happier. So there's truth to it. But what this implies is that the man is responsible for making the wife happy. And that's like obviously where I don't like completely agree.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life. It's seen as you've got a bit of a dragon in your life or a barking dog, and you've just got to stop the barking dog. Like, keep her smiling or she's going to make your life hell. Keep her happy. Otherwise your life will be miserable.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bullshit statement. But yeah, of course, when your partner's not happy, your life together is not as happy as it can be. It's not that great.
Yeah, but also if you're not happy, then our life is also going to be less
what I mean.
happy. Yeah.
So it's if your partner's not happy, your life isn't happy anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a cliche. As long as everyone should be focused on keeping their wife happy. It's never about the guy. The guy, yeah, who cares if he's happy? He should be grateful just to be with me.
Our rocket says women will make the first move if they have had enough to drink. Yeah, I think this is different for all women. Some women maybe don't have the nerve to do it. Some women have maybe too big of egos and they think the man should approach them. I don't really have a problem with it at all. Like sometimes, like if we've danced around each other for too long, I'm like, okay, let's get to it, and then like I'll just approach him. So for me, it's not a problem. But it is nice. Sorry, I just want to say it is nice when a man approaches you because it shows confidence. I find that very confident when a man approaches me.
Yeah.
So I do like that when he approaches me.
Yeah, it plays into that actually, because a woman likes feeling safe around a guy and taken care of, and likes being led. And if he asks her, approaches her, he's taking the lead. If she does, she's starting off. The first impression is she's leading by going up to the guy. So there's that too.
Yeah, but it's not really a problem because I even remember with my second relationship, I actually approached him because he played in a band, and then after they were done,
Such a cliche.
yeah, they were just talking and stuff. And I liked him. I thought he was cute, so I just approached him, and I still remember the first thing I asked him was, "What's your name?" And then we started talking, and then we ended up in a relationship. So yeah, it's not a problem for me at all.
That's actually a good simple opener. People say, "Oh, what's your opening line?" "Hi, what's your name?"
Yeah. Yeah, many women are scared of rejection. I don't know, because with men, I'm not really that scared of rejection, but it's usually also, you'll feel each other out a little bit. Like, obviously, you can tell if the other person kind of likes you back by if they're making eye contact with you and stuff. So if I notice that, then of course it's not gonna be a problem to approach them. But I've also been rejected by when I've approached a guy and they've had a girlfriend or something. But that's like, I asked and now I know, you know.
Loser.
So it's not a problem for me. It's not. Sorry, babe, but interesting. You should say that, Steph. Last week I had a woman approach me. Later she told me I needed to be more confident.
But she approached. Okay, yeah. Who
Okay,
cares?
so she approached you, and then
That kind of thing, when strangers give you unsolicited advice about how your character should be, and you need to develop this part of your character, they can just go fuck themselves.
that's not a nice thing to say. You should be more confident because you should have approached me. Like, that's not nice to say. No.
Yeah, but she doesn't know him. That's kind of rude. Let me tell you how you can improve your character. I know you haven't asked me, but you'll thank me because you don't know who I am.
Yeah, and like what you just met and you're already telling him what he should be. Oh, before you read too much onto that, I knew she was married.
She approached you. Oh, so she just approached you, started talking to you, maybe not to pick up, but then she gave you unsolicited advice telling you that...
Wow, so she's married and she wants you to come and talk to her, and now she's saying you're not confident because you didn't come and talk to her, but she's married. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but did she come up to him because she was trying to flirt and pick him up?
I think so.
Or was she just coming up to him at a party?
I thought exactly what Bobby just said.
Yeah, and she was just talking, because I've had that, like you go to a party, like they're married, they don't want to pick you up, but they're talking, and then she just gives you advice as though she's trying to help you. Like, help you get a girl, if you were bloody, bloody, blah. It's like...
Yeah, that's the worst, when people just give you advice. She kissed me on the neck. What?
Okay. Rocket, the bars and the women you come across, sometimes I think you just... your environment plays a lot in the kind of women you've had experience with.
Well, but he's not doing anything wrong. She's the one cheating, so you're fine. She wants to kiss you.
Yeah, I don't want those problems.
I have to go to the toilet, babe.
Really?
Yeah, I told you I would have to go, because after a cheat
date... Do you want me
date,
to keep talking, or do you want me to pause it?
No, just keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, you've told me some of your stories, Rocket, and the places, because you frequented bars most of the time by the description of the women you've met and stuff like that. And they're not the places I would frequent. Where you go plays a really big role in the quality of people because they are stereotypical. If you meet a nice person, like where did you meet your wife? In a bar, on a bucks night. I met her in a strip joint. That's weird. That's very, very uncommon. And if you've got a good partner, that's like, dude, that's like a unicorn moment. But if you go into areas, and this is what I always say with women or men, but particularly women, they want this really weird way of meeting a guy that's not direct and uninteresting. Like, if you want to meet a good guy or girl, there's certain ways and environments that you can do to have a best chance of meeting someone. But when you go to environments that make it hard for you to meet a decent person, if you go away from the bar and you're sober and your buddies talk about real life and you just want a good person, but then you keep going to places that find it almost impossible to meet the kind of person you really want in a committed relationship, then you're just wasting your time. It might be fun. I get it, but...
Mela has married women look at him at work. Ooh. How does that make you feel, Mela?
Where? I've married women look at me at work. Yeah. Well, at least it makes you feel good, like, still got it.
Yeah.
Karu thinks rockets lying out of his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Silva, how are you, dude? This was an upscale place. I should have mentioned it. Okay.
I shouldn't have
mentioned it.
Mm.
Well,
oh, that's my stomach.
Are you sure it was your stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more like a, I've been to those bars as well. It's kind of like a bar/club. I need to hang out with Rocket. Don't go riding a bike with Rocket. You'll break your arm. Yeah, go to good places to meet good women. Look, if you know you're going for fun, it's like these guys who are on Tinder. If you're just having fun, fine. Like, know what the environment's like. You agree with me, you disagree with me on this, but you date more with intent. You know what you're after. But a lot of people, men and women, they go on Tinder and it's like, but I'm looking for a relationship. But it's all fun. Like, I'll have fun until I find somebody. But that environment is a cesspool of people wanting to just hook up. You might be wanting to find a good partner, but most people on there aren't. So to me, Tinder is like going to a bar.
I think in Holland it's more mixed. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, people end up having relationships too. I did with my last ex.
Yeah, here not so much. Here it's just people wanting to hook up. I have over 8 figures in disposable income. Oh, that's pretty good. No debt, good health, no kids. What's lacking in my life?
Nothing. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like winning the lottery. That's awesome.
Yeah, good for you.
Mm.
Yeah, look, if you have, if you find someone, they should really add to your life and fit into your life. You shouldn't really have to dramatically change how you live, and neither should they. That's why you need to find a compatible person. They should just add to your life. If you need to change and get rid of things like, I used to really love doing this, but Chicky Poo doesn't like it. I guess I need to give it up. She wants kids. I don't really want kids. Well, I guess I need to sell the car and get another car. Guess I can't do this anymore. Guess know what you're signing up for. Your partner should add to your life or fit comfortably in it because it's their life too.
Wait, why'd you skip that one?
Which one?
That's a good one. Remember, men, most modern women don't give a damn about your struggles. They just hang out at the finish line and cherry pick the winners. You know what made me think of when I read that? When we met each other, we met each other at the finish line. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you had your life together. You liked your life. You had your own apartment, job. Yeah, you had your life together, and I had my life together. Yeah.
Yeah, as in when we met, we discussed how we wanted to live. And that's basically the end station. And that's how we've lived and how we're going to continue living. So we kind of met at the finish line. That's nice.
Yeah, we didn't have like a 5-year, 10-year plan of
No.
where we both wanted to be. We were both where we wanted to be, and we both had the same life we wanted to live. Like, oh yeah, I want to live your life and my life are the same. Like, let's...
Yeah, like I have no goals for us. I want to live like this forever. Like,
yeah. The only thing that changed is that she came over here.
Yeah.
But aside from that, that's the only environment change. But you were looking to move from where you were, maybe somewhere else, buy another apartment.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Neither of us needed to change how we live. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask you to really compromise something you didn't want to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to come here.
Yeah.
And that was good. Because I can't speak Dutch at the moment.
It's like, what are you doing coming on to me? Ooh, that sounds kind of... That sentence sounds kind of sexy. What are you doing? Coming on to me. Ooh.
I think most men use tend to... Yeah. So do women, but they don't want to admit it. All right. What else? How long have we been going?
Not long enough.
An hour and 20. We can't go all day, babe.
Where are we?
Men hate talking about their feelings.
Some men probably do.
I don't.
Yeah, I know you don't. No. What do you think, like, in general?
I think, most men don't. We're very practical with each other, and we just are not used to it, and we don't find any use for it. We're very direct. You're fat. Let's go here. Where did you get that? There's no story. It's all very direct, very black and white. A to B, A to B. You know, no emotional story that we need to tell. You know.
You're funny.
But with
You're fat. You're retarded.
No, but with
You're
my
dumb.
problems, especially with women and people, it's I always had problems, so I had to investigate why, and I had to investigate why I felt a certain way, why things didn't work out. So I wanted to talk about my feelings to work out where I'd fuck up, where I was always fucking up with people. Women are better at multitasking and managing the household.
No, I'm not.
No, you're terrible at multitasking.
Yeah, I'm not good at multitasking, and I don't like doing the household. Like, I do it, but... Yeah, I do it, but I don't... The only thing I like is doing the laundry. I like doing the laundry because it's clean, it's kind of meditative, it's nice, but yeah, I'm not a fan of doing the household. Like, if we won the lottery, the first thing we would get is the cleaning lady.
A hot one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Men need space, women need connection.
In general,
Yeah.
probably. For us, that's different.
No.
Before you, I really always needed a lot of space.
Yep.
I was very much on my own. For me, it was more like I needed space. Connection sometimes, but I was very good on my own. Now that I am with you, that flipped. Now I don't need any space from you. I love being around you.
You actually don't like it when I'm away for too long.
I really notice it when because I'm a teacher. I have after every term I have 2 weeks off, and he still works on the Monday to Wednesday in those weeks. And I really notice sometimes that I don't like it when he's at work and I'm home alone all day. It's really weird, but I actually don't like being away from him now. No. Yeah. The honeymoon phase always ends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Kids ruin your relationship. They can, I guess.
If you want kids, they don't. If you don't,
yeah.
they can. And even if you think you want them, if you just want kids and you don't care about your partner, your kids will probably ruin your relationship as well. Or maybe your kids will be the only thing that's good in your relationship.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think kids ruin your relationship. The
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
ruin the relationship, not kids. No,
You need to have everything in common.
no, not everything.
No.
The most important things you need to have in common.
You have to have your virtues in common.
Mm.
Marriage kills romance.
Oh no, I don't agree. And I'm not very romantic, but I feel like before we got married, and like now that we're married, the romance level is like the same. So no, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but we're always maintaining it through talking and doing things, and every week we do have a date nights, and if we're working too long, we come to the other person. Hey, let's go to the supermarket, let's hang out, let's spend some time together, and like we always feel like, oh, I'm drifting a bit in my head over here. Like I need a break. Let me reconnect with my partner and stuff.
Yeah. So no, I don't think that's true.
All couples fight. No.
All couples have arguments sometimes or important conversations, but fighting, no.
You should share everything, no secrets.
Well, yeah, everything that's like
Yeah.
important to know for the relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it's like really important to your partner and you don't want to talk about it, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if it's just something silly like, I don't want to talk about like something embarrassing, and you you kind of know what it is, but you don't need to pry it out of them. It's just an embarrassing conversation.
Good relationships don't need work. Oh, that's similar to the other one.
I think they all need maintenance, but not work as in like you have to work really hard. You hear some incompatible couples and they're like, oh, you think I love your father? Like it's hard work being with him, but that's what marriage is. It's like, fucking hell, that doesn't sound like something I want to do.
Mela asks me. Romance to me? I think most of how we spend time together is quality time. We don't very often have like romance. I feel like romance to me is very literal, like going out to dinner. That's something romantic. So yes, romance to me is more like the literal thing.
Yeah, like an intentional gesture you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like on Valentine's Day, if you get me a card and a flower or something, which we don't really do that, but more like the what you see in movies, romance. That's what I think of when I hear romance. But yeah, what we do is we go for date nights sometimes. That's like romance to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not very romantic. So most of what we do, I would say 90% is like just quality time.
More than 90%. I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, here and there we go on date nights, which are really nice. Yeah.
Sex is the most important part of the relationship. No.
No.
If there's no spark, it's not real. That's similar to the other one when it's connected to that.
No, I don't believe that because I don't think you necessarily need to be like crazy in love to, because back in the day.
Oh, well, that's not how I read it.
Oh.
It'll just spark, like.
Well, a spark is like that physical attraction, crazy about each other, right?
Continue your thought.
Yeah, so I think that if you're just compatible and you get along and you love each other, there doesn't necessarily need to be a spark. You have different types of relationships. So no, I don't think that's true.
Okay. Yeah, there needs to be some sort of spark, some sort of interest.
Yeah, but interest isn't a spark. Okay. Like you need to like each other and be interested, yes, but a spark is more like, ooh, like, oh, you really like this person, like a spark, right?
Yeah,
that's
I don't know
what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like I don't care about that statement. If there's no spark, it's not real.
Passion fades with time.
No, but the honeymoon period ends, so there are changes in the way you feel about the relationship and the other person. compared to the start.
Yeah, I think that's maybe, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think, because that's connected to the romance thing we talked about. We're always doing little romantic things, and we're always talking. We're staying connected. If you're not jealous, you don't love them. You don't love them.
Oh, God. This is something toxic a woman would say to a man. If you're not jealous, checking up on me, you don't love me.
Yeah, I've had that. Well, there's something really, it shows me that you love me, that you care when you're jealous.
I hate jealousy. When a man is like, when it's like, when he's like checking up on you, asking you questions, that kind of jealousy, I hate that. I had that in one of my relationships. It was not fun.
Men always want more sex than women.
Usually, I think so, yeah. Probably.
Yep, in general, yep. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
No, not necessarily.
No, I think, like anything, you made a mistake and it really haunts you. You're embarrassed about it. You could have been drunk, or even if you weren't. And later on, you're just trying to get rid of, you feel ashamed about what happened in the past, and you never want to experience, and you want to get rid of that reputation. And if everyone's like, well, no, once a cheater is always a cheater. It's like, think about it. Say you really regret what you've done. You want to become a better person. And everyone's like, well, once a cheater, always a cheater. And then you're like, at some point, well, no matter how much I don't want to be that person, and I've left him behind, and everyone thinks I'm a cheater, well, fuck you all then. I'll just keep cheating then. If nothing matters, if I can't better myself, and you guys, no matter what I do, I can never prove to you that I will never cheat again, that I'm not that person, then, well, okay, I'll keep cheating. It's like apologies, where you apologize and they go, nah, I won't. Whether it's men, women, all this political stuff, it's like, well, if nothing I say matters and your opinion is set in stone, then I'll just keep doing it. Fuck you.
Yeah, I really feel like people get to know each other very differently in relationships, because I feel like if a woman were to get into a relationship with a man and he had cheated before, she might be kind of wary of that. But if you had cheated before, and I got to know you the way that you are, I wouldn't be worried about that because I know who you are.
If you're really aware of connecting with the person,
yeah,
you're talking with them, you're finding out who they are, they'll tell you what they regret. You really get a sense of like they're trying to change, they have changed, that was in their past, and you spend enough time with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't do that. Time heals all wounds.
I think time can lessen the pain for sure, but it can't heal all wounds. I don't think so.
But time does make a difference. I generally would agree with this.
Yeah, it helps. And it lessens the pain over time. But to say 100% that it heals all wounds, like, no, I wouldn't agree with that.
I would agree with this more than you, I would say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You have to love yourself first before anyone else can love you.
Yeah, I've never agreed with this statement.
No?
I've never agreed with this. No, because they are combining two separate things.
You have to like yourself before anyone else can love you.
No, I don't agree. I see that they're two separate things. Like, if I hate myself for whatever reason, and someone else, like if I fall in love with a guy and he hates himself or whatever, what has that got to do with me falling in love with him? They're two separate things. So I don't get this statement.
Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
What they mean, though, is like, we talked about before, when you stop looking for love, then you find the right person, kind of like if you're doing it the wrong way. So I think in the way they're meaning it, you have to be realistic with yourself and accept who you are and like yourself, and then you can have a more clear relationship without it being clouded by all these expectations. And
yeah,
wanting
probably,
to be
but that's not what they're saying here. It would be more accurate if they say you have to love yourself first before you can open yourself up to really receive all the love that someone else is giving you. Because it's going to be clouded by you being busy with other stuff in your head. But you not loving yourself has got nothing to do with someone else loving you. That's an entirely different person.
Yeah. Literally, you're right. But the way they mean it is what you just said before that.
Yeah, but that's not how it's written down, though. Before anyone else can love you, before they can love you, what you feel's got nothing to do with what the other person's feeling. You can still love you. It's the same thing like if my sibling suddenly has all these mental problems or whatever and hates himself, I still love my sibling. What's that got to do with it?
That's true.
Yeah, they're two different people. So
We're
I've
talking
never...
about romantic love more, you know.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I've never agreed with that one.
Exes can never be friends.
I disagree. I think that probably a lot of the time it's not a good idea, but of course there are exceptions when they can be friends.
Yeah.
Especially if they had like just a good... I think it might be the best scenario where maybe they were friends before, then they tried dating for a little bit, it just didn't work out, and they went back to being friends. That's probably the best scenario.
Or they really connected with each other. They went into dating like you normally would. You really are attracted to them. But then soon they realize, no, I was attracted to you as a person, but we're incompatible as like sexual partners and things like that. So that's about the only time. But if you've actually loved someone, you've been with them for years, and like, for instance, if I met someone that was like, I was married to Joe for 20 years, we got divorced, but we're really good friends. And now he's your best buddy still. It's like, and now you're with me. That's weird. What do you get? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't be with someone who had their best friend as their partner as well. Like, if you had a best friend that was a partner, it would be an ex. It would be very difficult for us to be together. I don't even know if we could, because that would really just bug me. Always be like a wall between you and me. Like, if it didn't work out for you, why are you still with them? Always hanging out. Like, it's just weird. It's a problem you don't need to have between the two of you. Everything happens. Didn't we already?
You'll meet someone better.
Huh.
What, when you're in a relationship? That's toxic to say.
No. I think this is when people break up. Women say this to each other. It's like, don't worry, you'll meet someone better. Like, someone's heartbroken over a breakup, and they say this to you. So you break up. Yeah,
but that's just like a self-love thing. That's just to say to make the person feel better.
Yeah, you're wonderful.
Yeah, because obviously you don't know if you're going to meet someone better.
Yeah, but it's more accurate to say you'll meet someone else.
Yeah.
That's more accurate.
Yeah, but that's like less.
But not better, because there's a lot of people that kind of go, fuck, I broke up with that guy in my 20s. I should have married him, because everyone after him was like a loser. I thought I could do better. I thought the grass was greener.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah.
Maybe not. No one knows.
No. It's easy to ascribe reasons to just random things that happen as you go forward in life. But, you know, that kind of bugs me. Like, especially when I hear some sort of women when they talk, they like to appear smart. Like they knew. You're with someone, you break up and they go, yeah, I knew you two weren't going to last. It's like, yeah, you did. I'm sure you did. Like, now you say it. They're always wise afterwards. Like, everything happens for a reason. I knew this would happen. See, when you do this, then this happens. Like, yeah.
You know
if you're so good, buy a lottery ticket and win the lottery.
Yeah, but you know what can prove that this is BS? Everything happens for a reason. Is because there are also things that happen in the world where there's absolutely no reason why that should be happening. Like when your kid like fucking dies of cancer. Tell me what the reason is that this happened, you know. It's bullshit.
Well, it's just kind of an airy-fairy line that doesn't mean anything, because if you just, we're talking before, say you're done with dating like I was, and then you go and live your life, you're happy, and then you find someone, they go, see, when you stop trying, it happened for a reason, because you stopped trying. But then at the same time, say I really was serious, like I want to find the right person, I'm done with screwing around on Tinder, I'm going to go out, I'm not going to go to bars, I'm not going to get drunk, I'm just going to date really good people, then I'll find someone. See, everything happens for a reason. You took it seriously. So it's like, it's a bullshit saying that's like there's some magic thing going on in the universe that when you're happy, I'm smart, see, it happened because of X or Y, or it's like, just shut up. Like, there's no reason. I notice a lot of people say weary, exhausted, instead of saying, of wary and leery, cautious. Really? I don't find many people use those terms at all today. It's like an antiquated term. I wish a lot of the old English vernacular would come back into speech. It's really, really beautiful especially when you watch it in a movie, a really well-written movie. When characters are talking, it's like, wow, this is really well written. And it's two intelligent people really knowing how to express themselves. And you don't get it today. Today, it's just, I feel like whatever and blah.
Oh, yeah. You complete me. Oh, we had that one. We must have skipped it.
Did we?
Yeah, it's in the list. Scroll up. There, the second one. You complete me.
I skipped it.
On purpose.
Yeah.
So, you complete me. For me, I don't agree with that. But I do agree that now that I'm with you, you have completely ruined me. And I can't be without you anymore.
I didn't ruin you. I've improved you.
No, I mean, you ruined me for being alone again.
Oh.
I can't be on my own anymore.
Like I ruined you for your old life
Yeah.
where you got frustrated in certain parts and...
Yeah, like before I met you, I would never have believed that a man would complete me because I'm complete on my own. Like I'm fine. But I do agree with that now that I'm with you, I don't want to... I would have a really hard time like living without you. Like you are like a piece of me now, so now I feel different about it.
Yeah, you would really notice, like we talk about this sometimes, not for very long because it's not nice. It's like one day when one of us isn't here, it's going to be very, very hard. You're just going to realize how much easier and better life is just having the other person around. Yeah, you can survive. Like I look at my mother, she was with my dad who's now been passed away for like 4 or something years, 4 or 5 years. And yeah, she was with him since she was 17. And now that he's gone, she's finding it very, very hard. She feels incomplete because she's just been the person, the life with him. And now it's kind of like you got your arm cut off. And now you have to live with an arm cut off.
Yeah, so I guess I would feel incomplete now if you were not here anymore. Yeah. Yeah, if I just go off of the days when I'm home alone and you're working and how I feel, I can imagine I would have such a hard time with it, just being alone again.
You know what it's like? It's kind of like, we talked about before at the start of the stream, weight and everything. It's kind of like before, you were fine. You were like body positivity. I love myself. We all love each other. And then you decide to get fit. And then it's like, I don't want to go back to loving myself in a fake way. I feel better. I look better. This completes me, being healthier and fitter. And if you lose that, say you have an accident, you can't work out, you can't be good looking, and now you're back into that group full of woke people who are deluding themselves. It's kind of like, yeah, but I'd rather be over here. I'd rather be more complete. That's the way I see it. When you're with someone, you're just a better version. You're more a complete version of yourself with the person. And then when you don't have that, you can go back to who you were, but it's not as good or as complete as...
Yeah, I see it for me, it's different before and after. Like if I'm on my own before I met you, I was fine, I was complete, I was happy, everything was good. But after life with you, I can't go back. That's the thing.
And you've got nothing to compare it to. So when you're on your own, you like your life and you haven't met a compatible person and you never been married and you've never been in love that way. And then then your life goes up and then you're kind of more complete, like, and then you notice the difference.
Yeah, but it's just because you love someone.
Yeah.
And you share your life with someone and then you can't go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But until you experience that, of course, you're going to think like, yeah, my life's complete. I like my life. I'm not incomplete. And then you find someone that's kind of like, okay, now it's even better.
Yeah, but it is complete. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it is complete. But it's just that when you live with someone who you love, then this is how I should say it. Then that person becomes a part of you. And then when he leaves, then you feel like you're incomplete.
Well, this is what love actually is. When you're single, it's easy to see it as like you don't need anyone. And you don't. and you're fine because there's nothing really to compare it to. What are you going to fantasize about someone you don't have, or oh, I'm lonely and whatever? But when you have someone, love is actually really about taking the person in. So in a sense, it's not like you complete me, like I can't function as a person without you, but I'm much more of a human being in a better life. Like I am much more complete as a person with you. And if you were taken away now, I'd have to make an adjustment. I'd get used to it. But
You know, it's funny, the thing you said before about women dreaming about men or something. Women dreaming about finding a man and stuff. Something you said just a few seconds ago.
I can't remember.
That's funny because we actually do that. Like we fantasize about meeting a man, meeting the one. Sometimes when we get lonely.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like little girls fantasize about getting married and the husband and the kids. Like they project so far forward into this perfect life and this person. And
yeah, that's very female.
Yeah. All right, I think we've gone through all of the relationship cliches that we had listed.
What's a Gestalt? That sounds German.
It is. It means the front, like the top of the mountain.
Like an example.
Let me not butcher the meaning. I know what it means.
An organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts.
Ah, okay, there you go. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, like basically like we work well together.
Tick on that one. Because I'm too dumb. Something that is made of many parts and yet is somehow more than or different from the combination of its parts. The fuck, man? Well, why can't they just say what it is?
What is a cinnamon? Form, outline.
Ball and chain.
The way people complete jigsaw puzzles. Rather than looking at each piece as an individual unit, they form meaningful relationships between the pieces to see the big picture move quickly and efficiently. So basically, it's kind of like different pieces put together to make a better whole, a more complete whole. Ball and chain. All right. And see. All right. I think we're done. I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to take a break. I think we've been going for almost 2 hours now. You done?
Yeah, I'm actually okay with it. I'm going to eat my boiled eggs because I'm back on my diet, obviously.
Yep. And yeah, I think I'm going to...
And then
I'm going to draw. There's something I need to draw. And then I need to complete a bit of music. And that's about all that I want to do today. I'm just going to relax.
I need to clean.
I might go for a jog later. Might actually do that, yeah. Get out of the house, go for a run. You've already been this morning.
Yeah, I've been going for a walk in the mornings on my days off. It's really nice.
Yeah, she gets up a lot earlier than I do.
Yeah, like going for a walk in the morning, especially when it's still a little bit dark, that's like, I love that for some reason. That's much more fun than like in the afternoon randomly. In the morning, it's really nice. Yeah.
No, somehow I got to figure out getting comments and things to pop up in between us here, because that's a nice space in between us, because we're usually on the ends of the screen. Anyway, all right. I hope you enjoyed the stream.
Yeah, next time I'll be lighter.
Lighter? Oh.
I will have dropped. If we are back in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's how many kilos I will have lost again.
You're just always on food and diet the way I used to be on like women and relationships all the time on my streams. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
main focus.
That does not sound like a good obsession.
All right. Just got here. Quick, Jack, ask a question. We're going to go. Thank you both. And also chat. Cheers all. If we don't get to your question, because there's a delay here. It's between 20 seconds to nearly a minute depending on the internet connection. So
Less tan or less weight? Less tan.
or less sweet.
Well, I was talking about my weight, but I haven't really suntanned. The sun here is so dangerous, but I should get a tan next summer.
Maybe they're asking what's more important. Would you rather lose your tan or lose weight?
Well, I don't really have a tan. Like, this is my natural skin color. I have kind of like an olive skin color because I'm half Aruban. Also, so when I sunbathe, I can get like very, very, very brown. But yeah. But I wouldn't want to be. I like my skin color. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be lighter. So yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
You want to wait for just making puns. If Jack's gonna ask something.
Well,
I didn't get a chance to ask anything. I just got here. Jack, hit us with
Well,
your best question. No pressure.
now he's either got to have the pressure to come up with a question. Maybe he hasn't formed one. Maybe he wanted to casually just interact with us and he got here late. Now he has to ask a question. We have to wait around. What if he doesn't want to ask a question? Well,
He's saying he wants. He
Well,
wants
he
to
can
ask a
leave a
question.
question down below, Jack, and we'll answer it in the next stream. In the next stream. I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to the bathroom. I want to get on with the day. My butt's hurting on this chair. We have these little like barber chairs, the little circular ones.
Yeah.
Just so because the other the gamer chairs we've got, they bump up against there's this huge gap. It's just so we can be like, not that.
Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack.
No.
All right. Leave it in the comments,
Bad
Jack.
luck.
We'll answer it next time.
See you, Jack. We're going. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.